Imagine living in the most fortified city of the ancient world. A city surrounded by double walls, so thick that entire houses were built inside them. This was Jericho, a fortress that seemed impossible to bring down. But inside those walls, the atmosphere wasn't one of pride, it was absolute dread. Across the Jordan River, the people of Israel were approaching, and the rumors were terrifying. Their God parted seas and crushed giant kings. While the city locked its gates, one woman, living literally on the edge of the abyss, was about to make a decision that would change biblical history. And it is exactly this story, full of suspense, espionage, and redemption, that we are going to talk about today. But before we climb the Wall of Jericho, I have a quick invitation. If you like going beyond the basics and discovering the depth of biblical stories, check right now if you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Every week, we bring studies that open your eyes to the scriptures, and you won't want to miss the next one. Subscribed? All right, let's go back to Jericho. There, in a house embedded in the wall, lived Rahab. Her name in Hebrew, Rachav, means wide or spacious. Unlike the generals of Jericho who trusted in stones, Rahab paid attention to the signs. She knew those walls wouldn't withstand the God of Israel. Her mind was open to a frightening possibility. What if the gods of Canaan were a lie? Everything changes when two strangers cross the city gates at dusk. They were spies sent by Joshua. In a city on high alert, where every new face was suspicious, they needed a hiding place urgently. By divine providence, they knocked on Rahab's door. The text suggests the place might have functioned as an inn, a place of constant traffic where questions weren't asked. But in Jericho, the walls had ears. Someone saw them. The news ran to the palace. "King, men of Israel came here tonight to spy out the land." The royal guard was dispatched immediately. The sound of marching boots echoed through the streets. The target was her house. Rahab now had a deadly choice. Turn the men in and be Jericho's hero, or hide them and be executed as a traitor. The pounding on the door was violent. The guards demanded, "Bring out the men who came to you." Rahab's heart must have been racing, but she kept her cool. Minutes earlier, she had already hidden the two spies on the roof under stalks of flax that were drying. She opens the door, stares at the soldiers, and tells a strategic lie. "It is true, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. When the gate was about to be closed at dark, the men went out. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them." She threw the royal guard off the scent. The soldiers rushed out toward the Jordan River, and the city gates were locked. Now, in the silence of the rooftop, the most impressive dialogue of Joshua chapter 2 takes place. Rahab makes a theological confession that no sage in Canaan had the courage to make. She tells the spies, "I know that the Lord has given you this land. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea. Fear of you has fallen upon us." And then the key phrase, "For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and on earth beneath." Do you realize what happened here? She betrayed her city not for money, but because she switched loyalties. She traded dead idols for the living God, but she knew that faith needed a guarantee. She asks, "Swear to me by the Lord that as I have dealt kindly with you, you will also deal kindly with my father's house." The spies agree, but with a vital condition. "Our life for yours, but you must bind this scarlet cord in the window." Rahab let the men down by a rope through the window, since her house was on the wall, and they fled. Immediately, she tied that red cord. That thread was the only thing separating life from death. It was a sign of blood, a sign of a covenant, very similar to the blood on the doorposts in Egypt. Rahab's faith now had a color, vivid red hanging against the gray wall. Days later, the walls of Jericho fell to the sound of trumpets. But the part of the wall with the scarlet cord remained standing. Rahab and her family were the only ones spared. But here enters a historical controversy. Who was she really? For centuries, many have tried to clean up Rahab's reputation. The historian Josephus suggested she was just an innkeeper. Some argue that the Hebrew word zonah can mean someone who provides food. However, the Bible is honest. In the New Testament, in Hebrews and James, the Greek word used is porne. There is no doubt Rahab was indeed a Canaanite prostitute. And why is this wonderful? Because if she were just a respectable businesswoman, the story would be about merit. But being who she was, the story is about God's scandalous grace. God does not seek the perfect. He rescues those willing to believe. And the rescue was complete. Rahab did not live as an outcast in Israel. The Gospel of Matthew chapter 1 tells us the glorious ending of this story. Rahab married Salmon, a prince of the tribe of Judah. From this unlikely union, Boaz was born. Yes, the Boaz who married Ruth. Boaz fathered Obed, who fathered Jesse, who fathered King David. And from this lineage, millennia later, Jesus Christ was born. The blood of a former prostitute from Jericho runs in the human genealogy of the Savior of the world. Rahab is one of the few women named in the Hall of Faith in Hebrews 11. James uses her life to prove that true faith produces action. She believed, and because of that, she acted. Rahab's story is proof that your past does not define your future when you encounter the God of Israel. It doesn't matter which wall is about to crumble in your life. If there is faith, and if there is the scarlet cord of redemption, which today points to the blood of Christ, there is hope for you and your household. If this story touched you, leave a comment below saying, "Faith that transforms." And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Click there and come join our community. May God bless your life and see you in the next video.